Good morning, guys. Denise Guru here again. Hey, I don't know if any of you saw the news this morning about HRTs, and this is a real thorn in my side. They were talking about how some of the HRTs out there, let's say Premarin and Prempro and Prempac and many others like that, there is a chance of those causing breast cancer. Now, this has been going on for a long time, and it's really, it is good that it's finally made it to mainstream media. So that does tell me that there are a lot of changes going on, and people are beginning to infiltrate and change the way things have been and to help really get the truth out there. These HRTs, the Premarin, now, where do you think the word Premarin came from? A lot of these HRTs are from pregnant mare urine. Now, I've known this for years and years. And matter of fact, I raised two of the byproducts of this drug. And it was really, really bad 10, 15, 20, when they started making this, there really was no regulation, and everybody was out there raising horses just to collect the urine to make this drug. And the byproduct is the foals that are born from this. But the worst part about, well, it's not the worst part. The worst part is a lot of these foals, if they were not rescued, or if they did not die because they were dumped 3 months after they were born, so these mares could be impregnated again, forcefully impregnated again. The byproducts, if they did not get rescued, would end up in the slaughter or sent over to France. We know France likes to eat horse meat. But the sad thing about this is these mares, year after year, that are impregnated, and they are they have to stand in stanchions. Now, if you know cows, when the cows come in to be milked, they're in a stanchion. They're in a very small little area, and these mares are kept in these stanchion-sized stalls because they need to collect their urine. So they have urine bags, hooked up to these mares. And so if you've ever been pregnant and at the end, do you remember how you felt and you needed to relax a little bit and, take the weight off? These mares don't get this. And they know that when they give birth to these babies, that they're only going to have them for a very short time, and they're ripped away from them. It's the same thing as calves with the milk. The calves are ripped away from the mothers, and I'm sorry, a mother is a mother is a mother. We're all the same. We all have the hormones in our bodies that make us love our children when they're born, so we take care of them and we defend them with our lives. And so, this is a horrible, horrible industry. And it is all about big pharma and all about, the big bucks. And they don't care what they have to do to make this drug or this hormone, whatever you want to call it. They don't care who they hurt. And as we are waking up, we are realizing that beneath our skin, Zach and I talk about this all the time. Beneath this human skin, this form that we house our soul within, we're all the same if you take the skin away. A soul is a soul is a soul. So, we are realizing this, and I work close with the horse, and I do see the being beneath the horse suit. It's not just a stupid horse. And those people who say that, well, they have a lot of growing up and a lot of, learning to do, and which is what they want us, where they want us to be at. They want us to be dumbed down and, not look out for ourselves and don't care about anything else out there. It's that duality thing, and that goes right along with all beings on this planet. They just want us to separate ourselves from Gaia and all the natural realms and all the other beings and all the other races that live on this planet. But, there is light at the end of the tunnel, because it was on mainstream news this morning, and it just pissed me off all over again. And I know a lot of these farms, there's more regulations, and I know a lot of these low-income farms where they really abuse these poor horses and their babies. A lot of them have gone by the wayside, but there's a lot of big operations now. And like I said, I took in 2 byproducts. They were thoroughbred and Percheron crosses, and I raised them and had them for many years. And, they were the lucky ones. Well, they weren't real lucky, because they had to leave their mom. They were born and raised born in Canada and shipped here. Canada ships a lot of their horse meat overseas to Asia. But I've known for years and years that this HRT, this form of HRT, is not safe, and it does cause breast cancer. And what else does it? If it causes breast cancer, what else can it cause? So women, it's time for us to take a stand, and time for us to really examine what it is we are putting in our bodies. Our bodies are the best things that we could ever have. It houses our soul. So we have to be more responsible about what it is we put in it. And that includes our daily life and what we eat daily. And I don't care what you think, we were not meant to eat meat. And of course, GMOs, processed foods, we were not meant to eat that. So a lot of us are having a lot of issues because of our meat consumption, the processed foods, the alcohol, the drugs, and a lot of other things. Xenoestrogens is a new word for some of us. And, xenoestrogens can affect the wildlife. It can affect men and women alike. Our children, you see boys running around with what they call man boobs, men running around with men boobs. Xenoestrogens cause a lot of hormonal issues, because a xenoestrogen is a hormone mimicker, and it is not good for us. And women who do not take care of their diets and have a lot of xenoestrogens in their system can end up with all sorts of issues. Endometriosis for one of them. My daughter has endometriosis, and she lost one of her ovaries. She had a 7-pound cyst, and her doctors wouldn't listen to her. And she was so sick, and she finally got a doctor to listen to her, and they did an ultrasound and rushed her into surgery. And the moment that doctor touched that cyst burst. She could have died. And this is because of the xenoestrogens in our system. Now, xenoestrogens are in so many things. They're in herbs, lavender for one of them, and all of us, everything, oh, lavender's so healing. I'm an herbalist myself. I was guilty. I used lavender on everything. Things like laundry detergent. It's in our laundry detergent. It's in our shampoos. It's in our toothpaste. It's in our makeup. It's just in so much. There's a lot of information out there for you people. I can tell you today what it is and you'll forget. But, like I said, it's time for us to take our bodies back. and to treat our bodies the way they were meant to be treated. And so we really need to get educated on xenoestrogens. And, you know, I use soap nuts when I wash my clothes, and they come out just as clean and they smell just as fresh. I don't use dryer sheets. I haven't used dryer sheets for years because I get a lot of migraines. Migraines are another symptom. All sorts of PMS issues. I grew up, you know, with ovarian cysts and all of the PMS issues, flooding and blood clots and all of that stuff. And that's all part of it. But I didn't know, you know, I just thought, oh, this is how it is, because nobody was telling me the truth out there. Well, I'm telling you the truth today. So for you that are having issues, it's time for you to take responsibility for your own healing, because the stuff that the doctors are giving you is not helping you. It's making you worse. And, you know, think about it. These poor horses, these beings that are forced to do something against their free will, how does that make them feel? Are they suffering? Of course they're suffering. And so was it Ralph Nader that used to say, we are what we eat? And when we ingest suffering, we become suffering. It's the same concept as we are all one, which we are. We all go back to God, to source, to goddess, whatever you call it. And when we hurt ourselves, we hurt everybody else. We hurt the source. And so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. And, you know, that I'm a huge horse person. I do a lot of work with horses. Horses are very, very magical, and they're here to teach us. And for the ones that say they're just dumb animals, well, horses are very good at projecting back to you how you are. So, you know, they give what you get, or they give back what you give. So think about that. And if you think of them, if you look at them for what they truly are, it's amazing. It's amazing the growth that is there. And so don't take these drugs. Take responsibility. Google, YouTube, there's so much information out there for us. And so the first thing you need to do is learn how to get rid of the meat products. I'm serious. If you want to take control of your own health, this is your own body. It's time for you to do it. You need to get rid of the meat products because you're just ingesting suffering. And you need to get rid of the xenoestrogens. And like I said, there's a lot of herbs. There's a lot of natural things out there that are not good for us. And, you know, we tend as humans, we tend to say, we take something that's supposed to be good for us and then we use it in everything. It's in everything because it's good for us. We got to put it in everything. We got to use it daily. That was never the intention. Gaia gave us these things to use only when we need them. So if you have a bad burn, then go ahead and use your lavender oil. But don't put it on your sheets and don't spray it on your body every day and don't buy shampoo with it. And, you know, don't buy it with, you know, even these eco laundry soaps have lavender scented laundry soaps. You need to learn and you need to find out what is a xenoestrogen and what isn't. Chia seeds is another one. One chia seeds, everybody uses chia seeds. That's another one. Hemp seed oil is another one. And here we go again, you know, we got to take everything. We got to take it to the nth degree. You know, so what I've done, and you know, when I went into menopause, I had the worst, terrible migraines. I've always had migraines my whole life, but I thought they were going to, you know, decrease. They got worse. And the hot flashes would just make me so ill. I mean, I could tell when a hot flash was coming because I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. I felt like I was just going to die right there on the spot. It was like I just couldn't control my body, and then the heat would come. And so I started learning about xenoestrogens and ingesting meat, and I'm now vegan, and my hot flashes have pretty much gone away. Every once in a while, I'll feel like maybe it's a hot flash. I'm not really sure, you know, I just feel a little warm. And I also went on progesterone because a lot of us, when we have xenoestrogens in our system, it really takes away from what the progesterone does. And if you're in very good health and you're eating a vegan, you know, you're eating vegan and you exercise and you are not a stressful person, if you do get a xenoestrogen in your system, the progesterone will be able to combat that. But for the most part, most of us are not that healthy. So the progesterone just cannot do its job. And so a lot of us, you know, a lot of our issues is because of the excess estrogen. And tofu is one of them. Sorry. I know. I loved my sesame tofu. Gave that up, gave up all tofu, silk, the tofu, the soy milk, soy, anything soy. So then, you know, once I got my diet and everything under control, I went on the progesterone oil, and I used Progestel, and I think I showed you in one of my other videos. You know, Progestel, you can buy it on Amazon, and they have a lot of information. If you find their website, a ton of information. You know, how in Colorado, you know, there was pollution in one of the lakes, and it was from, I think it was from a detergent that was full of xenoestrogens. And when they did testing on the fish in the lake, the fish all were feminine. All of them were feminine. And the male fish had become feminine. And so, you know, it makes you stop and think what's happening to, you know, our men. You know, they're getting more feminine tendencies. But another thing that we can do is you can also go on DIM. And I am not going to say this word. I'm not going to, because I will butcher it. But DIM, you can, and this is the product that I use. I should get paid for this, shouldn't I? But this is actually from cruciferous vegetables. And it comes just in a little capsule. And what this does is helps to take the xenoestrogens out of your body after you've changed your lifestyle. Now, don't keep eating and using all the xenoestrogen products and then use this because it ain't going to work. What'll happen is it'll make you sicker. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So you got to do your work, girls. And it's also good for men. Men, you need to go on this too, because men have so many testosterone problems. Men carry the estrogens, and, you know, I just said, you know. So, you know, the progesterone and DIM, you know, but you have to do your work first. You have to clean up your act. The information is out there. We cannot deny it. We cannot deny it anymore. And, you know, when somebody says, oh, I got this and I got that, all I have to do is look at them. I can tell by looking at them what kind of lifestyle they live. You know, no, it's not hereditary. You know, it's just that we just didn't have the knowledge. And so the knowledge is out there now. So it's time for us to utilize that knowledge. And like I said, our body is the best thing we'll ever have. And if you don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. And so it's time for us to be responsible. And it's time for us to not believe everything that is being told to us. The doctors they only know what they know. Like we always say, Zach and I always say, I don't know what I don't know. It's like the doctors, they know what they know, but it's what they don't know. That's the scary thing. And so many of them are out there. They're so overworked and they're so stressed, they don't have time to learn about this stuff. And so it's easy for them to just shove the pill on you, because most of you people out there, you don't take responsibility for your health. And a lot of the doctors know that. So they give you the pill because that's what you came in there for in the first place. And the pill only makes you sicker. It's only a matter of time. So it's time for us now. And like I said, there's a lot of information out there. And it's time for us to think about what we are doing to our planet and all the other beings on this planet. We are all one, whether you like it or not, and whether you think it or not. We all go back to source. We all go back to God. We all go back to the goddess. And so when we hurt another being to edify ourselves, that's not right. That hurts that being, and in turn it hurts us. So how can we be free? How could we possibly ever be free if we can't free anybody else? So, it's time. It's time, and it is happening. I see it all around. I see the information coming out of places that I never expected it to come out of. And another one that I saw today that really, CDC is finally admitting that the flu shot for pregnant women is causing premature stillborn deaths, babies being born dead prematurely. We knew about that one a while ago. So that tells me that there are changes happening. They're not happening fast enough. But these places that were infiltrated by the dark are now having the light shone upon them, and the truths are coming out. We just have to stay vigilant and really pass the information along. So women, don't take those HRTs. Don't. It's a no-brainer. You're not taking responsibility for yourselves. You're listening to somebody else. Oh, I don't have the time for that. Well, if you get breast cancer, or if you get cervical cancer, that's why. And that's why so many of our young people are getting cervical cancer. But what do? We give them a shot of Gardasil. Does that make any sense to you? No. If you are waking up, then none of this will make any sense to you. So, it's the Xenoestrogens. It's out there. It's the crap that we're bringing in, and we don't need all of this stuff. It's gluttony. One of the sins, 7 sins, gluttony. We have to overuse everything out there. Golden seal. Oh my gosh, golden seal. Well, yeah, pretty much we wiped the golden seal off the planet pretty much because, I got to use it forever. I got to take it every day of my life. No, if we took care of our bodies in the first place, we would only need it periodically. But, so that's a big, huge lesson there. Moderation. But who listens to that? Sugar. You need to go off of sugar, women, if you have hormonal issues, if you have PMS, if you have menopause issues. And, another thing that really makes me mad is all these commercials. Women are going into menopause, and but you still need to have a sex life. It's natural for us to have a waning sex life. And besides, why do we want to keep feeding those attachments around us? Zach and I've done a video about that too. You need to learn about that too. Us women, we need to use that energy in other places. We need to use it in ways of wisdom. We are in our wisdom years now. We don't need to procreate anymore. So we don't, so it's not like we have. And so, yes, I'm not saying take it away totally, but if we took care of our bodies and treated them like it was our temple, and we ate the way we were supposed to be, way we're supposed to eat, and we, did things like this, and we got a little bit of knowledge, then maybe some of that sex drive would come back, and, we wouldn't be like the Sahara Desert down there, all dried out. We would naturally go back, but it would have a different meaning for us. So, that's just a talk that I wanted to have today, woman to woman, and especially for those women who profess to be horse lovers or women who profess to be animal lovers. When your doctor says, here, Premarin, Prempearl, whatever they want to push on you, you need to find out where it actually came from, and you need to really think about it. Because a mother is a mother is a mother. I don't care what race, what breed you are. We all love our children. It's in our hormones to love our children. And to be forcefully impregnated year after year after, just like our milk cows, just like our pigs, just like all of our meat animals, they're artificially inseminated to ensure that they give birth year after year, or every 6 months, or every 3 months, or every 11 months, or whatever it is, whatever breed I'm talking about. We have to think of the ramifications of what it is we put in our body, and how it affects our planet, and how it affects every single one of us. Because when we ingest this, we are so guilty. We are so guilty. So anyways, that's my talk for today. And we'll just see you soon.